Wimpy. In Game 1, Jack McDowell going for his 20th victory of the season, and also the Sox just 7 games back.
That's right, and Jack McDowell trying to enhance his chances to become the Cy Young Award winner in the American League. He'll be opposed by a tough left-hander, though. Frank Tanana has won 29 games against the White Sox in his career. He's beaten the Sox more than any other Major League team, and he's only been beaten by the Sox 14 times.
All right, so sit back, strap in. Doubleheader tonight coming your way on Sports Channel. Blackjack against Frank Tanana and Wimpy. We'll be back with the rest of the starting lineups right after this.
Welcome back to beautiful Comiskey Park in Chicago. Game 1 of the doubleheader between the Sox and the Detroit Tigers. This is the makeup game. The last game of the season at Detroit was rained out, and therefore the White Sox will get the home field advantage in this series. And there you see Bo Jackson visiting with his teammates on the White Sox bench. Hopefully he'll be able to inspire this ball club. Sox need to win a doubleheader this afternoon and evening because the pennant chase shapes up like this. Oakland 4.5 games ahead of Minnesota, and the Sox at 7. And tonight Oakland will be at California in a good pitching matchup for California. Chuck Finley, the left-hander, if he gets his act together. Kelly Downs will be pitching for the A's. Seattle is at Minnesota. Grant against Mahomes in that one. But the White Sox have got to take care of business here this afternoon and evening. As you look at the skipper, Gene Lamont, Joe Nosek on his left. The Sox trying to improve on their record. Of course, they've been an outstanding home team. As you look at Sparky Anderson, the skipper for the Tigers. The White Sox have been great here at Comiskey Park all year, 43-25. And with the White Sox on the field, let's take a look at the Tiger lineup for Game 1. Leading off in center field, Tony Phillips. Batting second at second base, Lou Whitaker. Travis Fryman will play shortstop. He'll hit third. Cleanup man is our good buddy, first baseman Cecil Fielder. Mickey Tettleton is the DH in the 5th spot. He's followed by right fielder Rob Deere. Danny Gladden plays left field. He'll bat 7th, hitting 8th at third. Scott Livingstone, I presume. And bringing up the rear and catching, Chad Kruger. Blackjack McDowell goes after victory number 20. He has lost 7. 3.14 earned run average. He has started 28 ball games. Leads the league with 11 complete ones. Given up 203 hits in 212 and a third innings. Just 57 walks, 140 strikeouts. The American League is batting .252 against Blackjack in 1992. Defensively, the Sox have Sean Abner in left field. Lance Johnson plays center. Michael Huff is in right. Robin Ventura at third base. Esteban Beltre plays shortstop. Steve Sachs is at second, and the big hurt Frank Thomas at first base. Battery in Game 1 is Carlton Fisk and Jack McDowell. Our good friends in blue, the umpires for Game 1. Mike Riley is at home plate. Darrell Cousins at first base. Crew chief Joe Brinkman is at second, and Terry Cooney is the third base umpire. Conditions at game time are great. Temperature 71 degrees, wind out of the west at 7. Sunny and pleasant is the forecast. And in Game 1, shadows. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow. It is going to be tough for the hitters. In his last start Thursday against the Royals, he beat them 7 2/3 innings, gave up 10 hits, 3 runs, one of which was earned. He walked none and struck out 3. That shadow is just halfway between home plate and the pitcher's mound. It is going to be very difficult for the batter to see early until these lights take effect. So that should be a big advantage to Jack McDowell, who has the good fastball. Frank Tanana, it will be questionable for him because he doesn't throw as hard. But we're ready to go, and here is the Hawkaroo.
All right, Wimpy, thank you very much. And once again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball at beautiful Comiskey Park. It'll be Phillips, Whitaker, and Fryman to face Blackjack, making his 29th start of the season. Phillips playing center field tonight. 33-year-old veteran hitting at .272, 10 homers. He's knocked in 58. First pitch off the plate, and the count 1-0. Now field just a bit to the left as that pitch misses, as Jack just buckles, and the count 2-0, says Mike Riley behind the plate. This is the 9th meeting of the year between the two clubs. Sox hold a 7-1 advantage. They have played 3 games here. The Sox won 2 of those games. As that ball hit hard in the left field. Sean Abner going to be over his head. So Tony Phillips will lead it off with a double, his 26th two-bagger of the season.
Well, Tony Phillips had that key 2-0 count right there. And he's able to sit on the fastball and just smoke it the opposite way. You can see the pitches right there. Sean Abner not able to catch up with that one, as that is in the gap at the 375 sign. So the Tigers trying to manufacture right here and get on the board first. Lou Whitaker, his job is to pull the ball and get that runner to third with less than 2 out.
There are the numbers on Whitaker. 283, 16 homers. He's knocked in 57. For the most part, this is an elderly Detroit ball club. Whitaker, 35 years old. Travis Fryman, the youngster, he is 23 as first pitch. Tried to bunt it, fouls it away, and the count 0-1.
And a look at our between the lines. We took a lot of time in thinking about this one today. For the Sox, Blackjack, one of a kind, beats home run kings and hold this Tiger power down. And the Sox, they need consistency on offense. They really put it on in Kansas City in the first 3 games and really did nothing in the last 6. And Sir Francis for the Tigers, his inside fastball seeks to slay the Sox again. He's got to throw it.
Yeah. There's a strike and a count 0-2 for the veteran second baseman. How long did you have to sit home to figure up that one?
Well, it took me at least 3 or 4 minutes, yes, when I got here today. I had to study the lineups.
There's a runner at second, Tony Phillips. Beltre, just a token move in behind him. Ball hit hard in the right field. Mike Huff going back, looks up. You can put it on the board. 2-run homer for Whitaker. And that's a 2-0 Tiger lead.
Wow, here's a case where Lou Whitaker is just trying to make contact in this situation on the 0-2 pitch. And he just smokes it. He got an inside fastball. That's where Carlton wanted it, but it was up and it tailed over the inside half of the plate. And Lou Whitaker gave it a ride out of here. Whoa.
Here's the shortstop, Travis Fryman, hitting at 277. 18 homers. He's knocked in 81. Takes a strike. Outfield playing him the hook. So the double by Phillips and the homer by Whitaker. And the Sox in trouble. That's into right field. Mike Huff, foul territory. Makes the catch, 1 gone. Sox, as we mentioned, 7 games back of Oakland. That mark of 72-63, 9 over. Tigers, they are 14.5 back of the Blue Jays at 64-73. So here's Wimpy's body. Cecil.
Friend.
Cecil, 236, 29 homers. He's knocked in 108. See a 90, 91, and this year. Yes, he did. 1-1 to count. Tigers have 158 home runs. Hitting 254 as a club. Sox hitting 261 as a team, have 89 homers. Up high, 2-1. First of a doubleheader. If you just tuned in, we will have both games for you right here over SportsChannel tonight. As breaking pitch misses, 3-1. Ripped into left center field, but Lance Johnson is there, recovers. Looks like the ball knuckled on him a little bit, and there's 2 gone. There's a pitching matchup in game 2. Mike Dunn, this contract just purchased, brought up. Mike was, as you see, 10-6 at Vancouver against Eric King. So 2 out, and here's the designated hitter, Mickey Tettleton. Tettleton, 238, 29 homers. He's knocked in 71. Upstairs, Tettleton, soon to be 32 later on this month. Got a shot base hit, so the Tigers just teeing off on Blackjack here in the top of the first inning. Jack 2-0 this year against Detroit, 3-4 lifetime.
And with the exception of Travis Fryman, everybody has just hung out a vicious line drive against Jack McDowell, and the conditions certainly were in Jack McDowell's favor when you got the tough vision with that sun, the shadow, and everything considered. But Detroit is really staying back, taking good cuts.
Well, everything they've hit's been the fastball.
Yeah.
So that'll take a little of the shadow out of place there. What really gets you is a hard slider or a good hard split finger or the good quick tight curveball. Here's Rob Deere. There's a strike. Deere hitting at 237, 27 homers, and he's only knocked in 49 runs. That's amazing.
That's Napoleon Solo for you.
.27 homers and 49 RBIs. 0-2 the count. There's the on-deck hitter, 35-year-old veteran Dan Gladden. Tettleton just a short lead. He has yet to steal a base this year in 6 attempts. A 1-2 pitch. Curveball high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 347 down each line here at Comiskey Park. 375 in the gaps, 400 straight away center field. Fastball high, full count. So with 2 out, Tettleton will be off. Big Frank will play behind him. Payoff pitch. So the first walk issued by McDowell. And here's Gladden. Dan Gladden hitting at 263, 7 homers. He's knocked in 38.
Well, Jack's just going to have to find a way. He's done it all year to minimize the inning. Jack obviously doesn't have his real good stuff yet. If he can get out of here with 2 runs allowed, he will find it eventually. But you got to stay close here early on.
Outfield straight up, spread out just a bit. There's a strike. Gladden's been in a bit of a funk. 6 for his last 31.
That's bad.
Decent. 0-2 the count.
I can think back of many times where I wish I was 6 for 31.
Yeah. It's better than being 0 for 31.
Oh, boy.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, top of the first inning. Lou Whitaker's 17th homer. A little tardy right there.
Well, you mentioned in that Kansas City game, too, Hawk, that early on Jack McDowell was dealing with the middle of the plate, really wasn't hitting any of the corners. And right now, I think it's pretty evident that he's throwing the ball over the middle of the plate, and the Tiger hitters, that is, are really taking advantage of that fastball. Kansas City did the same thing in his last outing, but Jack kept battling them and eventually won that ball game.
Once again, the 2-strike pitch.
Oh, boy.
Chopper left side. Ventura on a short hop. Over to Sachs. A force. Bob Deere, that'll do it. But for the Tigers, 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors, 2 left. After a half inning of play, it's Detroit 2 and the Sox coming to bat.
Two 2-0 Tigers, and here's the White Sox lineup. Leading off at second base, Steve Sachs. Batting second in right field, Michael Huff. Big hurt. Frank Thomas is at first base, and he'll bat third. Cleanup man is DH George Bell. Robin Ventura is in the 5th spot. He's at third, followed by catcher Carlton Fisk. Lance Johnson plays center and hits 7th. Batting 8th and left is Sean Abner, and bringing up the rear at shortstop, Esteban Beltre. Sir Francis. Frank Tanana is 11-8 with a 4.23 earned run average in 26 games that he has started this year for Detroit. 1 complete, 154 hits in 153 and a third innings. 77 walks, only 74 strikeouts. The American League is batting .266 against Frank so far in 92.
2-0 Tigers. It'll be Sachs, Huff, and big Frank Thomas to face the 39-year-old southpaw. Frank, 6'3", 200 pounds. So here's Sachs hitting at .237. First pitch curveball off the plate. And the count 1-0.
See what Frank did in his last start. No decision in 6 innings. He gave up just 2 earned runs against Kansas City.
The fastball misses. 2-0 the count. Sachs 9 for 33 this year against Tiger pitching. And he's knocked in 3. There's a strike. Frank, a little of this, a little of that. Move it in on you. Change speeds on everything. The curve, the fastball. He'll even change on his change. Ball hit into the hole. Fryman cannot come up with it, so the leadoff single by Sachs. Good speed aboard. Sachs, 23 stolen bases.
Another look at the replay. He took something off his fastball right there. Sachs did not hit it hard, but he got in the right spot. Off the end of the bat between short and third. Fryman not able to come up with it. So that all-important leadoff man on.
Here's Huff hitting at .229, no homers, 6 RBIs, 1 for 1 this year against the Tigers. Outfield straight up there, spread out. Takes the ball. Scott Livingstone even with the bag at third. Mike trying to shoot that fastball in right field, late on it, and the count 1-1.
Who do you think has the advantage under these circumstances? A Jack McDowell type pitcher or Frank Tanana?
Oh, I would think Jack.
I would too, yeah.
Where the shadows, velocity, splitter. Pitch fouled away.
And let's take a look at the Tiger defense. Gladden, Phillips, and Deere in the outfield. Livingstone, I presume, Fryman, Whitaker, and Fielder in the infield. And the battery for game 1, Chad Cooter and Sir Francis Tanana.
Change up, high and wide. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. That's a decent lead by Sachs. Low and inside, full count to Michael Huff. There's a big hurt on deck. As we speak, a sparse crowd in attendance. That's to be expected.
They'll be here, though.
Yep.
Chicago rush hour traffic is so much fun to be in.
Kerr. Once again, Tanana over to first. Sox with 137 stolen bases on the season. Tigers are not a running club. They have 54, and they've been thrown out 40 times.
It's not good.
Yeah, ball 4, so the first 2 men aboard. And here are our true value picks to click tonight. Jim Angie, our producer-director, took the big hurt. Wimpy's going to go with Sox. Took blackjack.
Boy, you went out on a limb again. How do you do it?
Trailing 2-zip right now, Peru. But things will get better.
Absolutely. You know, it takes Jack McDowell an inning or two to get his feet on the ground. We have seen that. We see that a lot in his starts this season. Frank Tanana is another one of those guys. Although he doesn't throw hard, he's got to find out what strike is going to be called.
So here's Thomas, 322. 22 homers, 93 RBIs. Takes the fastball inside corner. And they want the umpire at second base, Joe Brinkman. Go over a little bit. Did you see that the other day with Eddie Murray?
That's what happened. They threw Eddie Murray out of the game because... Yeah.
Is that unreal?
That's unbelievable.
Curveball misses and the count evens at 1.
No one ever remembers seeing Eddie Murray argue with an umpire in all the years we've watched him play.
No.
And the umpire, the home plate umpire, kicked him out of the game because he wanted the second base umpire to move so he could get a better view of the pitch. Wow.
On the inside corner and the count 1-2.
And we said in our Between the Lines, this is the key pitch for Frank Tanana. This will set up everything else. He has got to come inside with the fastball. Frank getting out of there. That looked like it had the inside corner.
Sacks at second, Huff at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Tigers. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors for the Sox. George Bell on deck.
That's what you talked about in Kansas City too, Hawk, is the way Whitaker is holding that runner on at second base. Almost like a first baseman just a minute ago.
Stay fair. Stay fair. It is. Fair ball. Here comes Sox. Here comes Huff. He's going to score. Thomas into second with a double. Game is tied at 2. Yes.
Now, Big Frank didn't hit that real hard, but when you're that strong, watch him. He hits it right on the end of the bat. It's a hanging curveball. He's way out in front, but he does try and keep his hands back. Kept him back just long enough to get that end of that barrel on it, and he gets himself 2 runs batted in the process. 93 and 94 now, 94 and 5 for Frank on the season, and he's at second base with his 30th double of the season. Big hit.
And here's George hitting at 260, 22 homers. He's knocked in 97. Takes a fastball inside. 1-0 the count. George this year 9 for 37 against the Tigers. No homers, and he's knocked in 3. Fastball upstairs, and the count evens at 1. Those 2 RBIs by Thomas now give him 12 against Detroit this year. Boy, he has hurt them. He is now 15 for 32 against the Tigers. 2 homers and 12 ribbies.
That's real good. Feasting on him. The Tiger pitching staff is 13th in the American League. 4.58 team ERA.
Just inside. 2 balls and a strike to Jorge. Two-two tie in the bottom of the first inning if you just tuned in. Fouls that curveball away. Robin Ventura on deck and Carlton Fisk in the hole. Right-hander Mark Leiter, brother of Val. Short lead by Thomas. Fastball inside, full count. Frank Tanana, one of the premier left-handers in baseball as a youngster. Boy, could he throw. Wow.
Yeah, 2 complete pitching styles from Frank throughout his career.
That curveball looped into left field. Dan Gladden glasses down. Calls for it, makes the catch, and there's one gone.
Yeah, Frank has made the adjustment from power pitcher, 90-mile-an-hour plus fastball, great changeup and curveball, to a guy who, well, doesn't throw anywhere near that anymore, but spots his pitches so well, changes speeds, as you mentioned, on every one. Every pitch that he throws up there looks different.
So here's Robin. Robin hitting at 281, 12 homers. He's knocked in 73. Robin tries to bunt that curveball. Ventura 5 for 17 this year against the Tigers with a homer and 3 RBIs. Curveball strike. So Ventura down 0-2.
And Robin has hit great, as you can see, with runners in scoring position, 315.
Fastball on the outside corner. First strikeout for Tanana.
So it's tough to tell right there. Well, that pitch, from looking at it from that angle, looked like it was outside. I don't know.
So they want 4 to Carlton. They're just going to go ahead and put him on. Get to Lance Johnson.
It's all right.
They'll bring up Lance Johnson. Lance sitting at 288. 3 homers. He's knocked in 42. He's had some success this year against the Tigers. He's 10 for 34. So here's one dog. Come on, big guy. Pick him up. There's a curveball strike. Got the big looping, sweeping curveball. Thomas at second, Fisk at first. Fastball hit into center field. Tony Phillips is there, reaches up, makes a catch, and it'll retire the side. But big Frank Thomas 2-run double, and after one, game tied at 2. A reminder, this copyright program is presented by the authority of Major League Baseball and the Chicago White Sox. It is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or the use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written permission of Major League Baseball, the Chicago White Sox, and Sports Channel is strictly prohibited. That's the story here in the top of the second. 2-3-0 for the Tigers, 2-2-0 for the Sox. For Detroit, it'll be Scott Livingstone, Chad Kreuter. Then the top of the order, Tony Phillips. Scott hitting at .274, no homers. He's knocked in 34. Outfield straight up there, bunched a bit. Fouls that pitch away. And all of us here at Sports Channel would like to welcome our affiliate, Warner Cable, and all our viewers in DeKalb, Illinois. DeKalb, yes.
That's better. That's more enthusiasm.
So we're going to drink your coffee, will you?
We can do a lot better.
That's outside. 1-1 to count. That's looped into left field. Here comes Abner. He will not be able to get there, so a little duck snort by Livingstone. Boy, it's freezing up here. Wow.
It's perfect.
Your what hurts?
Beautiful night for baseball. Afternoon.
Here's Chad Kreuter, switch hitting catcher, batting .253, a couple of homers. He's knocked in 10. Kreuter, a different looking player than when he had that Texas uniform on.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a chance to hit now.
Yeah. There goes a runner. Pitch fouled away on the hit and run, so the count 0-1. Only one other game in action around the major leagues. Dodgers down at Atlanta. That's a suburb of Stone Mountain.
It is indeed.
And the Dodgers leading 1-0 bottom of the first. Other action in the National League has the Cubs at Pittsburgh, Cardinals at Montreal. The Mets take on the Phillies at Veterans Stadium, Cincinnati at Houston, and San Diego at San Francisco. .21 to count. Veteran Dick Tracewski over at third, and Gene Roof at first. Brother of former Major League catcher Phil.
Well, how long has Trixie been a coach with the Tigers?
A long time.
Forever. I'm going to find out.
Action in the American League. New York at Baltimore. Cleveland at Milwaukee. Seattle takes on the Twinkies in Minneapolis. Boston at Texas. Toronto at Kansas City. And, of course, the big one, Oakland at the Big A in Anaheim.
"21 years for Tracewski over there. This is 21st season. It's a long time.
Tracewski, one of those guys. He's got all the golf courses lined up over the years. He's got all the restaurants lined up over the years.
Yeah.
He's pretty good AG. There's a strike, and the count 1-2. Of course, nobody can top you, Wimperoo. I used to think Lasorda and Drysdale and Mock. You are number one.
I'm just one of their students, one of their proteges.
You have surpassed them.
Nah.
AG1. America's guest. The 1-2 pitch. Tries to nip the outside corner, missed, and the count 2-2.
You know, they would have all my money in all those cities across the country, but I haven't paid up yet.
Well, for all the Wimpy's fans out there, Whipperoo's running a little low in golf balls.
Boy, you can say that again. Say it again.
If anybody's got any extras, I'm sure that he would love to take them off their hands.
Doesn't matter. Smiles, whatever.
Oh, right there, didn't get it. Full count.
I'll tell you, we're looking at a real tight strike zone so far in this ball game for both pitchers. Well, that goes low.
Full count, nobody out. And Livingstone at first.
You'd think he'd be running here. Same hit and run type situation with Kruder.
There he goes. Strike him out. And
Thank you.
Double play. And he'll grab some bench.
I think Jack really needed something like this to happen early in this ball game with him scuffling a bit. Here's strike three, a fastball. Looked like pretty much the same pitch as the previous one. Livingstone did not get a good jump. It's pretty much a hit and run situation for him. He got a late jump with a poor lead. As you can see, he's just praying for some contact. It doesn't come, and Carlton throws him out, even though the throw is the first base side of second base.
Here's Tony Phillips. Double last inning and scored. Takes the ball. The all-purpose player for Sparky. He's a valuable, valuable player. That pitch low on the count, 2-0. Not a good outfielder, not a good infielder. But he plays them all adequately.
Yeah, that's right. He's just a good player.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, 284 last year.
3-0 the count. So Jack throwing a lot of pitches here in the first inning and 2/3.
The thing about it is Tony's got that small, minuscule strike zone. He's very patient at the plate. What is he, second to Big Frank in walks in the league? Closing in on 100.
Third. There's the strike. One behind Tettleton. Tony with 97 walks. Tettleton,
yeah,
98. Big Frank, 109.
So they will get on. He'll strike out too. Tony has 82 strikeouts on the season. Thank you.
Nice pitch. Pull the string and a full count.
There it is. It's the old split finger trick, down and in. Tony Phillips sitting dead red right there. He had that 2-0 fastball last time, and he drilled it to left center. He was thinking the same thing right there on 3-1. But no.
Braves have tied up the Dodgers. Top of the second inning, tied at 1. That's number 98 for Tony Phillips. Second walk issued by McDowell. So here's Lou Whitaker. Cranked out his 17th homer last inning. Now has 59 knocked in.
Boy, Lou really put a good short swing on that fastball. It was upstairs, tailed out over the middle of the plate. But it was an 0-2 pitch, just a mistake by McDowell.
Want to know the count. Jack having a little battle here with Mike Riley, home plate umpire. Two hopper Steve Sachs. He's got it, throws him out, and it'll retire to the side. Nothing across. There was a hit. No errors, a man left. After an inning and a half, 2-2. Sean Abner will lead off the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Abner, Beltre, and then the top of the order, Steve Sachs in this 2-2 tie. Mickey hitting at 281, a homer, 15 RBIs. Makes a change high. Abner 3 for 14 this year against the Tigers with his lone home run. That's off the end of the bat into left field. Dan Gladden will circle the ranch, makes the catch. And there's one gone. A reminder, White Sox Charities are offering fans the opportunity to take batting practice right here in the cage at Comiskey Park at Swings for Sox on Saturday, September 19th from 10 to 4. Adults and children 5 and older will be able to hit from a pitching machine run by former Sox players Ron Schuler, Bill Melton, Moose Gowan, and Ron Kittle. So for more information, just dial 312-924-1000. And it's a good cause, White Sox Charities. Here's Beltre, takes the strike. They've been hitting at 214, a homer. He's knocked in 9. 0 for 6 this year against Tiger pitching. Can't get the hook in the count quickly. 0-2. Frank Tanana, we were talking about last inning, made the transition from one of the most powerful pitchers in all of baseball to a finesser. Frank, when he was with California, overpowering. Got him on 3 pitches. Fastball, curveball, comes back with a heater.
Element of surprise right now for Frank. That was pretty much right down the middle of the plate, just above the knees. That's a tough pitch to take right there.
Here's Sachs. Single and scored last inning. Outfield straight up, spread out.
There's the right guy to throw it to.
Well, you got a couple of characters right here.
Yeah.
Tanana is one as well.
Oh boy. Look at this. There's an eephus for you.
Fastball low. And the count 2-0. Frank, an outstanding athlete. Led the league in strikeouts. 75. 269 with California.
Yeah, over 1 an inning. Whew.
He was just, that slider he had a 92, 93 mile an hour slider. That fastball catches the inside corner. He was just devastating on left-handers. Change up. Inside corner. And the count evens at 2. Frank, 231 victories in his career. 29 of them coming over the Sox.
Yeah, his numbers at California had an incredible hits per innings pitched ratio. It was just outstanding.
Full count.
You know, he's averaging close to a strikeout an inning during the time that he spent with California, especially in the early years. 74, 75, 6. Great numbers.
Ground ball. Travis Fryman on the short hop. Low throw, dug out nicely by Wimpy's body Cecil.
And
nothing across after 2, tied at 2. Blackjack McDowell in quest of victory number 20. And there you see, poof, there it is. Recent 20-game winners with the Sox. Of course, back in 1983 when the Sox won a division by 20 games. Lamar Hoyt with 24. Richard Dotson had 22. It's going to be hard for anybody to catch old Eddie, though.
No. What kind of stuff did he have?
Good stuff, I'll tell you.
He was tough to hit at.
Tough to hit at, and I mean he had good control. So here's Travis Fryman to lead it off.
You must have got him once or twice.
Never. Old Eddie? No, nobody got him. So Fryman fouled out to Huff. Takes the strike. Dodgers scored 3 times in the top of the second, leading Atlanta 4-1.
Break up the Dodgers. I'm sure they'll try.
There's a base hit in the left field off the end of the bat. So for the third. Up ball now gets by Sean Abner. Fryman rounding second. He's on his way to third, and he will get there. They ruled it a triple, his 4th 3-bagger of the season.
Another look at it. It's just a hanging split finger pitch about bell tie. The ball hits one way, goes the other. Sean Abner overruns it. That was just a weird hop right there. Unfortunately for the White Sox, that puts the leadoff man at third base. So they're going to have a great chance to take the lead in this inning. Big Cecil, the hitter, Mickey Tettleton, they'll get shots at it.
Cecil looking for RBI number 109. And that 3-run second for the Dodgers, Brett Butler stole home. Little tardy right there on the fastball. Pull a whimperoo trick on him, stealing home. Did you ever bring
I stole a lot of things
back
in my life. No. Never during the game.
Cecil hit a P right after Lance Johnson his first trip. There's a good pitch. So the count now 0-2. And here's where you just can't give him anything decent to hit at all. Cannot do it.
Well, Cecil will chase pitches up out of the strike zone and down out of the zone too. Right there among the strikeout leaders. So got a couple pitches to deal with here.
Oh, he's gone. Takes the bad pitch. Go a big out. Second strikeout for Blackjack.
Splitter way out of the zone. Good job of pitching right there by Blackjack. Threw the fastball by him and then 2 splitters. Cecil will have to sit down. And the Sox are going to do the correct thing right here. Walk Mickey Tettleton. He's too dangerous. Get to the right-handed swinging Rob Deere. And you don't agree with it, do you?
No. No, I don't. Not early in a ball game like this.
Nah.
I just hate to see guys put on base.
I like this.
Especially early in a ball game.
Tettleton's too dangerous for me. I'll take my chances with Deere and Gladden rather than Tettleton and Deere.
So here's Deere. He drew a walk back in the first inning. And there you see in game 2, Mike Dunn against Eric King. We'll have that game for you right here on Sports Channel.
Morton and I both disagree with you. So that's solidified.
That really makes it right.
It's etched in stone right now.
Outfield playing Deere to hook. Chases a bad one. Mickey Tettleton's at 238.
It's all right. It's also got 29 homers.
I don't care. The object is there's a ground ball. It should be a pair. Sexy. Bad throw as Fryman scores. And it's a 3-2 Tiger lead. There's a double play. Should have been turned.
Well, we have seen this so much this year. Taylor made right here about a 3-hopper to Beltre. and just not able to do it. So the Tigers jump on top here, 3-2 in the third inning. There's 2 out, and Danny Gladden will hit. That is an RBI for Rob Deere.
Number 50 on the season. So Gladden hit into a 5-4 fielder's choice. Yes, he did. Boy, Darrell Cousins at first. And the count 0-1. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Tigers. 2 runs, 2 hits for the Sox. Yes. 0-2 the count. Well, what happens when you start falling in love with that intentional walk play is it'll jump up and bite you just at the wrong time.
Well, it just depends on the situation.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I think certain situations warrant it.
If you're talking about a guy that's a solid 280 hitter, even though Mickey's got 29 home runs, you're talking about a guy with a solid 280, 290 or above hitter, you might think about it. You just leave yourself open for a much bigger inning here in the top of the third. Off the plate, 1-2.
I think you're a lot more likely to strike out Deere in that situation than you are Mickey Tettleton. Plus, you got the righty versus righty matchup.
Yeah, you are. Oh, I'm not disputing that at all. And I'm not saying it's a bad play.
Yeah.
I'm just saying for my personal likes and dislikes. As Gladden's gone, and it'll do it. But the Tigers pick up a run on a hit. No errors, a man left. After 2.5, they lead it 3-2.
You're watching Sports Channel.
3-2 Tigers here in the bottom of the third inning. Tigers with 2 in the first, Sox with 2 in the first, Tigers with 1 in the top of the third. And for the good guys, it'll be Huff, Thomas, and Bell to face the crafty, the cunning Frank Tanana. Mike drew a walk and scored in the first inning. Outfield straight up. Takes the strike. Takes another one. And the count 0-2. Tried to backdoor him, miss low. Fastball in off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Tanana. Opponents hitting .266 off him this year. He has 1 complete game. He's pitched well in his last 4 starts. 2-1 with a 1.88 ERA. Had him 0-2, and now it's full.
You know, Frank Tanana will throw about 3 or 4 games during the course of the season. Well, he'll just get murdered, and that's why his earned run average is so high every year.
Ball hit hard. Takes a nice little Butterfield bounce right there to Fryman. 1 gone. Here's Big Frank. Had a 2-run double in the first. He now has 95 RBIs. That's into left field. Gladden. Glasses down. Fighting that sun. Makes the catch. Nice play by Gladden. And there's 2 out.
This Sunday, the Sox host the Indians at 1:35, and all children will receive a Waldo the White Sox Wolf poster, courtesy of Home Juice Florida Citrus Growers and Lender's Bagels. For tickets, call Ticketmaster at 312-831-1-SOX.
Waldo, the White Sox Wolf poster. Two out, and here's Bell. Fly to Gladden his first trip. And once again, a reminder, this is the first of a doubleheader. We'll have both games for you right here on Sports Channel as George is jammed with that fastball. The third of this four-game series tomorrow night, it'll be Alex Fernandez against Bill Gullickson. And on Thursday in the finale, Charlie Huff against David Haas. A little looping. Careful. Watch out, Chad. I'll take a header into that dugout.
Here's the old Ephus pitch again, and George doesn't get a very good swing at it, and fortunately the ball isn't hit high enough. Tell you what, Gene Roof almost got conked on the old gourd right there trying to protect Chad Kruder.
George hit that ball just like Tanana threw it.
Yeah. Well, maybe not quite as hard. I bet he throws it again right here.
Well, Frank certainly is not bashful about playing games with hitters out there on the mound. He'll let you get yourself out.
Sure.
Here's the 0-2.
There it is. Did we bet? I remember one time he told me what was coming. That's against the rules, isn't it?
It is now.
Wow, that was back 30 years ago, so it doesn't count.
Fastball. 2-2 the count.
Couple Ephuses now up and in. Frank's got a pitch inside. Set up all that slow stuff away.
Full count.
Notice Frank works on the first base side of the rubber, and he's got that crossfire delivery trying to get that angle. Whatever angle he wants, try and get it on that inside part of the plate or inside off the plate to the right-handed hitters.
The payoff pitch. He lost it. So the third walk issued by Tanana, and that'll bring up Robin Ventura. We're playing the Minnesota Twins one afternoon, and Rod Carew had absolutely just been eating our lunch. He'd just been killing us. Catfish was pitching for the game. He says, I don't know how to pitch him. This again was in that era where pitchers told the club how they were going to get guys out. So he says, I don't know how to pitch him. He says, I'm just going to go down and throw it right down the middle. I'm going to tell him what's coming and see what happens. First time up, first pitch, he yells in from the mound, fastball. Threw it right down the middle, and Carew took it because Rod didn't know what to think. Fastball. There it comes again. He took it again. Slider. Missed inside. Fastball. Threw it right down the middle. He popped it up to Dick Green at second base. He got him out. He was 0 for 4 that day, and he told him every pitcher was coming. You know, that takes you out of your sync. You know, as a hitter, your concentration. You don't know if the guy's going to be, you know, fooling you or not.
Joshing you. Yeah, I wouldn't believe anybody.
Robin takes a fastball strike, and the count evens at 1. Robin a strikeout victim his first trip. 2 curveballs and a fastball right on the outside corner. Fastball inside. So the count 2-1. Short lead by Bell. Fouls that fastball away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Carlton Fisk on deck. Sidearm curveball. He's gone. That'll do it. Nothing across after 3. Tigers lead it 3-2.
A reminder that coming up between games tonight, we'll present to you our 1992 Future Sox team. And then after the second game, Steve Cashel and I will be along with the Sports Channel report. Among the things we'll cover tonight, of course, a look at the pennant races around the majors. Then we'll hear from Lou Holtz, his thought post-Northwestern and pre-Michigan. And then we'll go up to Northwestern, where they're this week going to try and soar with the BC Eagles. Now, let's check out the pennant races. First of all, in the American League West, White Sox 7 back, Twins 4.5 back. Tonight at Anaheim, it will be Downs against Finley. Kelly Downs hasn't won since August 6th. Chuck Finley hasn't won since August 1st. It'll be Seattle at Minnesota getting underway, in about 2 hours up at the Metrodome. In that game for Seattle, Mark Grant will be pitching. He's been struggling lately as well. Over in the East, Toronto is at Kansas City. New York will be at Baltimore. Cleveland's at Milwaukee. Now back upstairs to Hawk and Tom.
All right, thank you, Jim Blaney. We're in the top of the 4th inning. And the Tigers lead the White Sox 3-2. 3-5-0 for Detroit. 2 runs, 2 hits, and no errors for the White Sox. 2-run double by Frank Thomas in the first inning, accounting for all the White Sox runs in this ball game. Here's Scott Livingstone. Ball hit in the air to center field. Lance Johnson's on his horse. Never fear, one dog is here, and he puts it away. 1 pitch, 1 out in the 4th inning. The first time Jack McDowell has retired the leadoff man in this ball game. Whoa. Jack has thrown 56 pitches already, 21 balls and 35 strikes. So he has had to work hard already in this game. And that ball was hit very hard by Livingstone. So Chad Kreuter will hit with 1 out. Chad struck out his only time up there in the 2nd inning. A big play for the Sox as Livingstone, who had singled, was doubled up. Check swing. He fouls that one back. Livingstone running on the 3-2. And McDowell retrieves the bat of Chad Kreuter as he threw it. It was just kind of let loose out of his hand. Kind of a semi-swing, semi-check swing by Kreuter. So the 0-1 pitch coming up. Chad, as we talked about earlier, came out of the Texas Ranger farm system, was renowned for his defense in the minor leagues, couldn't hit. He's hitting .252 as a backup for the Tigers. There's a split finger. Couldn't hold back, so the count goes 0-2. Lance Johnson moving around in center field with the pitch. With 0-2, Lance goes to the off field. He moves over towards left center field. That's what a good center fielder will do. Chances are Kreuter is not going to pull the ball in this situation as you look at Lance and the defensive setup. Splitter hit off the end of the bat past Gene Roof. Caught in the tarp. So the 0-2 pitch will come again. Tony Phillips, the on-deck hitter. We've got 1 out here in the 4th inning. Double hitter today. Mike Dunn will pitch the 2nd game for the Sox. He'll be opposed by former White Sox Eric King. That one just misses the outside corner. We're looking at a very small strike zone in this game. Good movement on that one. Just misses the outside corner. Splitter fouled at home plate. Blackjack struggled in his last start against Kansas City. He was able to win it. He went 6 2/3. Actually, no, he went 7 2/3, gave up 10 hits. 3 runs, only 1 of which was earned. Didn't walk anybody, and that really helped his chances. He struck out 3. Fastball hit hard right back up the middle, base hit. He gave him something over the middle of the plate again, and the Tigers take advantage of that mistake and hit it hard back up the middle. Now 6 hits for Detroit in this game. Boy. Detroit will hurt you if you make mistakes. And they're showing that so far. They've got 6 hits in 3 1/3 innings. So Tony Phillips, the hitter. Tony had a double and scored in the first inning. He walked in the second, so he's perfect so far, hitting at 274 as he stands in. McDowell, first pitch fastball that misses down low. Cruder 0 for 1 in stolen bases. Tony Phillips, we mentioned how valuable he is to this ball club. If there's an injury, poof, there's Tony Phillips that takes anybody's spot on the field practically. And he can play offensively. Good splitter right there. He took just enough off. Quick throw to first base. Cruder back in there. League leaders in runs. You see Tony has scored a bunch. 96 on the season. Edgar Martinez is second. Brady Anderson has 91. Here's the 1-1. Splitter bunted. McDowell off the mound. The throw. No. Base hit for Tony Phillips. So he's 2 for 2. Cruder in the second base. Like a. Oh, Robin was right there. See, Jack McDowell, that's a much tougher play. That ball was bunted pretty hard. See, Jack is on his heels right there and has to wind, take that throw, whereas a much easier play for Robin Ventura coming on, and that's Robin's specialty so far. He has just become great at barehanding bunts or balls hit slow down to third base and making the play. So the Tigers threatening again here in the fourth inning. Lou Whitaker, the hitter. Lou had a 2-run homer in the first inning and grounded the second in the second. Travis Fryman on deck. Lou right on top of home plate. Little curveball hit off the end of the bat. McDowell will have it. Throws them out, and there's 2 down. Runners advance to second and third. So 2 guys in scoring position for Travis Fryman. Fryman fly to right and tripled and scored in the third inning. Travis, a 278 hitter as he stands in. Big power. He's got 18 homers on the year, 81 driven in. Big Cecil's on deck. And we have activity in the Sox bullpen. The Pope, Don Paul, starting to warm up. Sox bullpen is located in left center field here at beautiful New Comiskey Park. Jack needs to make a pitch here. Curveball, yes, at the knees on the outside corner.
First curveball he's gotten over.
Well, he needs that pitch, and of course he needs that splitter. The split finger pitches that have been hit hard, he's just thrown them too hard, and they've come in there belt high. When he takes something off him like he did that last curveball, he's much more effective. Here's the 0-1. Coming inside with the fastball. Got it by him. 0-2. So McDowell in charge of this count as you look at the base runners for Detroit. Chad Cruder is the runner at third. He singled. Tony Phillips, the runner at second, had a bunt single. Right after that. Coming in with the fastball again. Jammed him, got him. McDowell works out of a big jam, a big strikeout of Travis Fryman, and that'll do it for Detroit. They come up empty in the fourth, leave 2, and after 3.5, it's 3.
We are at that point in the game where once again we proudly present our Sherwin-Williams batting leaders. First of all, in the American League, it's starting to look like a runaway for Edgar Martinez of the Seattle Mariners. He's 20 points ahead of Kirby Puckett. Now, over in the National League, Gary Sheffield continues to hold the lead over Andy Van Slyke. It's a 6-point margin right now. And in case you're wondering, Sheffield is 4 homers behind Fred McGriff and 2 RBI behind Darren Dalton in the chase for the Triple Crown. Now let's go back upstairs to Ken Harrelson and Tom Paciorek.
And thank you, Don Pardo. Jim Blaney. Sox batting here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Jack McDowell worked out of a tight situation. He struck out Travis Fryman with 2 runners in scoring position. And that's the story. 3-7-0 for Detroit. 2 runs, 2 hits, and no errors for the White Sox. Carlton Fisk is going to lead things off for the Sox here in the bottom of the 4th inning. There's a high fastball. Pudge was intentionally walked his first time up. That was in the 1st, and it worked out for Detroit. Lance Johnson flied out to end that threat. Nubber hit off the end of the bat over the Tiger dugout. When you look at the numbers of Pudge in 48 ball games, .241 hitter with 3 homers and 21 runs batted in. Tiger outfield playing him slightly to pull and deep. Oh, do drop in right there. The slow hook. Count goes 1-2. And Carlton has done some damage against Detroit in his career. A .280 hitter with 26 homers and 88 driven home. Changeup misses up and away. Lance Johnson to foul, and Sean Abner in the hole. Comes inside with the fastball and misses. So the count goes full to Carlton Fisk. We talked about the only other action in the major leagues is in the National League. The Dodgers leading Atlanta 4-3 in the bottom of the 3rd inning at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. All the other action is later on this evening. And a full slate. Walked up. Yes. That's the 4th walk issued by Frank Tanana in this ball game. So both pitchers kind of struggling with their control. Jack McDowell has walked 3 so far, and Tanana now with his 4th. So the leadoff man on for the Sox, and that'll bring up Lance Johnson. Lance flied out in the 1st inning to end that frame, hitting at .287 as he stands in. Oh my goodness. I don't know where Pudge was going right there, and I can't believe he got back. Looked like he was a dead duck. Oh, he did get back. Wasn't it? I don't know if he'll get many points from the especially the West German judge or the East German. Pudge 3 for 3 in stolen bases. I don't know where he was going, or if he was going. He went to the outside part of the bag, and that's what got him back in safely, as Lance Johnson swings through a fastball. There you look at a couple of big men. Here's the 0-1. Big sweeping curveball misses away. Sox hitting .261 as a team. Detroit coming in hitting .254 as a ball club. Big advantage. White Sox in pitching 3.75 ERA. Tigers at 4.58. Sox are 3rd. Detroit is 13th in that stat. Fielding pretty much the same. Well, there's a huge hole in right center field for Lance to shoot for. There's that slow curveball, catches the outside corner. And there you see it. Big gap between Tony Phillips and Rob Deere. It's not the best defensive outfield that you'll see in the major leagues. One-two, crossfire, shot into center field. Yes, that's a base hit. That'll fall in front of Phillips. So Lance Johnson on the 1-2 fastball hammers it into center field, and the Sox have something going here in the 4th inning. Runners at 1st and 2nd, nobody out. I don't think Frank wanted that pitch there. Down and in, a little cross-firing action to the lefty. With his delivery, you got to think that the left-hander is going to bail a little bit. You throw it down and in, all he's got to do is drop the head of the bat on it, which he did right there perfectly. So that'll bring up Mickey. Sean is 0 for 1. He flied out his first time up. He hit one on the end of the bat. See if the Sox got anything going right here, if the sacrifice. Frank taking too much time right there. Esteban Beltre is the on-deck hitter. Pitch, curveball up high. So Abner gets the first pitch in his favor, and Terry Bevington is going to call him over. Did he miss a sign? If there's anything on, it would probably be the bunt. Got that great speed at first base with Lance Johnson, but Carlton Fisk, if he doesn't get it, it would be a dead duck at third. There's a look at the two base runners. And for Abner, they're straight away in the outfield. Detroit's outfielders don't move around a whole lot. There's a bunt. Right back towards Tanana. He'll take the play at first base, and the sacrifice works. So 2 runners in scoring position now, and all Beltre has to do is hit the ball someplace and get this game knotted up.
Good bunt by Mickey in the respect. He got it softly down. Now Tanana a little late breaking right there. If he's charging the way he usually does, he's got a shot at third base.
Well, Frank may have been a bit confused right there too, because he wasn't bunting on the first pitch.
His is not to think, but to be ready.
That's right. Yeah, because he's been a great fielding pitcher his entire career. He has really helped himself on defense. He just throws the ball and becomes the 5th infielder. So they're in at the corners. They're going to concede the run up the middle. Here's Beltre with a chance. Inside fastball misses. Esteban hitting at 212 as he stands in. Steve Sachs is the on-deck hitter. You can see the White Sox have been out hit 7-3 in this game, but there are runners at second and third with 1 out. Good scoring opportunity for the good guys. And once again, they're playing Beltre straight away in the outfield, and pretty deep. Misses inside. And you see, with runners in scoring position, Beltre 4 for 23. Of course, that's not a whole lot of opportunities right there. Contact play should be on with 1 out. Carlton getting his lead at third base. Pops this one in the air to right field. Rob Deere going over in foul territory. Fisk tagging a good throwing arm, but it's in the dirt. It's short, and the Sox tie it up with the sacrifice fly by Beltre. Deere never got himself in a real good throwing position because he's got a good arm, as Carlton takes a header as he comes into the dugout. He's okay.
When you get that far to go, you cannot get yourself. He got himself just about in as good a shape as he could have under the circumstances. Just made the errant throw right there. He's not going to get Lance Johnson at third.
And this game is knotted up now. You're right. He did that little circle move. Ball was in. It's almost good for him to try and let that ball go foul. Take their chances getting Beltre out. Decided on catching it and getting the sure out. So Johnson's at third base. Steve Sachs, the hitter, in a 3-3 ball game.
He made the right play.
Changeup hit weakly in the right field. Deere coming on, and it falls in front of them. Yes, number off the end of the bat. Saxey will proudly take it, and the Sox lead it 4-3.
Well, they don't put pictures on scorecards, and as Wimperoo mentioned, Edgar Marty will proudly take it. But he also brought up the key, though, earlier, that is not one of the better defensive outfields in the league.
No, he got a late jump on that ball, too. He was back on his heels. Well, they don't move around a whole lot and get themselves into defensive position that you'd think they might be. And Mike Huff pops this bunt attempt up. And Frank Tanana will make the play easily. But the Sox put 2 on the board here in the 4th inning. On 2 hits, they leave a runner. So after 4, it's 4-3 good guys.
4-3 good guys here in the top of the 5th inning. For the Tigers, it'll be Fielder, Tettleton, and Deere to face Blackjack McDowell, going for victory number 20 on the season. Cecil 0 for 2. He is lined to center and struck out. Takes the ball. 4 runs, just 4 hits, no errors for the Sox. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Detroit. Cecil trying to lead the league in RBIs for the 3rd consecutive year. The last guy to do that. Pitch misses 2-0. Was who, Wimperoo?
3rd consecutive year?
No, who was the last guy to lead the league in RBIs 3 consecutive years?
How about the Bambino?
How do you do that, Wimpy? How in the world
Sign
do you
language.
do that? You are Karnak, I'm telling you. It was indeed the Bambino. Babe Ruth back in 1919, 1920, and 1921.
I knew that, of course. Wow.
2 balls and a strike. Fastball just off the plate. So the count 3-1. A reminder, you can suit up with former White Sox greats at the 1993 White Sox Adult Fantasy Baseball Camp, January 31st through February 7th in Sarasota, Florida. That's ball 4. So for the 4th time in 5 innings, Tigers have the leadoff man aboard. Walk number 5 issued by, check that, number 4 issued by McDowell.
Yeah, Jack really struggling with his control in this ball game. Didn't walk anybody in his last start at Kansas City. 2 in the game before that. 4 before that.
Here's Mickey Tettleton, has singled and was walked intentionally. Now Field playing him to hook. Takes a fastball strike.
Boy, you don't want to throw Mickey Tettleton anything on the outside half of the plate. One of those divers that we talk about so often, Hawk. You got to jam him with the fastball if you're going to pitch him. If you're going to throw him hard stuff.
Well, about thigh high out of 3rd is his wheelhouse.
Oh, he'll hook it 9 miles. Watch the way he dives.
1-1 the count. Big Frank playing behind Big Cecil. Cecil has not attempted a stolen base this year.
So you don't think that this is going to be the first?
And I wonder why.
Oh, I don't know.
Wimpy's body, Cecil.
Friend.
He just misses it high in the right field. Mike Huff is there, fighting to win. Now has to come in.
Oh, that was scary. That approach Tettleton had to that pitch.
He's dangerous. There's the full figure boy. Here's Rob Deere.
He represents a lot of America, too. A lot of us.
I concur. Deere's walked into a fielder's choice and knocked in a run.
There's a lot of us wearing baggy pants and stripes now.
Well, the color has a lot to do with it as well. Blacks, blues, dark blues.
Is that what we wear?
Dark grays, dark browns.
Oh. So we don't want to like wear orange or
No, nothing.
yellow.
No. Nothing light or pastel. Here's the 1-0. There's a strike.
I don't remember that stuff. You know, when I quit bodybuilding and stuff.
Oh, pull a string on him, had him out front. So the count 1-2. '31-year-old veteran Rob Deere has 3 homers against the Sox this year. Off the end of the bat left side, Ventura over to Sachs. And they get Cecil, so there's 2 gone. Robin just a little trouble getting it out of his glove.
And right there he got the hop, but Robin just not able to handle it cleanly, and that doesn't give Sachs an opportunity to complete that double play. Sox are second from last in the American League in turning double plays, only Toronto. And the reason Toronto is rated that low is because they've got strikeout pitchers and also fly ball pitchers. Has nothing to do with their middle infield play.
That's probably the best double play combination in the league.
I don't think there's any question about that.
Here's Dan Gladden, hit into fielder's choice and struck out. Blackjack with 4 punch outs. And once again, a reminder, this is the first of a doubleheader. We'll have both of them for you right here on Sports Channel. Pitch off the end of the bat into left field, but deep. Abner's there, makes the catch. That'll retire the side. Nothing across. There were no hits, no errors, 1 left, and after 4.5, 4-3 Sox. All right, let's check out our Honda game summary for you very quickly. Whitaker's 2-run homer. Sachs 11 for his last 22, and Big Frank's 2-run double in the first inning. Sox lead at 4-3. And here is Big Frank. Takes that curveball. And the count 1-0. He doubled in 2 in the first. Lined hard to left in the third. Outfield spread out straight up. Curveball off the end of the bat down to Scott Livingstone. 1 out. Here's George. George flied to left, and last time up in the third inning had an 0-2 count before drawing a walk from Tanana. Tiger southpaw has issued 4 base on balls. Fastball strike. Fighting that sun. And if you just got home, plenty of baseball left, so come on out and join us. Beautiful evening for baseball. Tried to backdoor him with a curveball, and the count 1-1. Just a little cold.
It's perfect. Do anything in this kind of weather, except maybe golf.
Now the curveball fouls it away. 1-2 the count. How many balls did you lose this morning out Seven Bridges, Wimpy? Yeah, you lost everyone.
100, 110.
Everyone in your sack, didn't you?
Yeah. Half of yours too. I noticed
about that. I noticed a
little light. Yeah. It was a little windy today, but the course is in great shape, isn't it?
Oh boy.
Roger Warren, all those people do a wonderful job over there.
There's a base hit on the curveball into left field. So 1 out, Georgia board. 5th hit for the Sox.
Oh, the difference in George Bell and that at bat in the previous 2 is he kept his hands back. Waited back on the curveball and hit that one hard in that hole between short and third. Watch the hand action. His body gets out there, but his hands stay back. Pretty decent pitch there by Sir Francis, but George waited back just enough. See the side view? Good job of camera work right there. Capturing George Bell's swing.
Here's Robin. He's had a tough 2 at-bats. And now make it a tough 3 at-bats. 2 strikeouts and a double play. Nothing across after 5. 4-3, good guys.
Back at Comiskey Park in Chicago, and our next game televised on Sports Channel will be game 2 of this doubleheader. It'll be former White Sox right-hander Eric King working for Detroit. He's 4-5 with a .602 earned run average. And Mike Dunn, who was just acquired today by the Sox, pitched at Vancouver all year. 10-6 there with an outstanding .278 earned run average. And those are great numbers when you consider the Pacific Coast League is just a real good hitting league.
4-3 Sox here in the top of the 6th inning. Livingstone, Cruder, and Tony Phillips, the leadoff hitter, to face Black Jack, trying to pick up his 20th victory and become the first 20-game winner in the major leagues. Livingstone 1 for 2, a single. Slide to center, takes a strike. He's got one of the younger members of this ball club at 27. Sinker low and away. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Sox. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Detroit. Tigers a better road record than they have at home. Of course, they get off to that horrendous start at Tiger Stadium this year. What were they, like 1-8 or something?
Oh yeah, they were. They really were.
They're 33-35 on the road, 31-38 at home.
Well, you know, Detroit, when it early in the season, it's not a real good hitter's ballpark. That wind blows in. Infield grass is very long there. And they are just a pound it out at all costs type ball club, not with a whole lot of pitching. So that's when they lost a lot of their ball games.
You see the East, Tigers 14.5 back of the Blue Jays, who are 1.5 in front of the Orioles, 4.5 of the Brew Crew, the feisty Brew Crew, as Livingstone is gone on a good splitter. Strikeout number 5 for Black Jack. Here's Cruder. Struck out into a double play in the 2nd, and a single in the 4th. Outfield shading him slightly to the left. Bit of a gap between Lance and Mike Huffin right. And if you joined us late, just getting home from work, Tigers with 2 in the 1st, Sox with 2 in the 1st. Detroit 1 in the 3rd, Sox with 2 in the 4th, as Cruder can't get it. And the count 1-1. And this is the first of a doubleheader. Both games coming your way right here on Sports Channel tonight. 1 homer in the game thus far. 2-run shot by Lou Whitaker, his 17th in the 1st inning. 2 balls and a strike. Out of play. Souvenir left side. 2-2. So the Tigers will see what they're going to be trying to do under new ownership. There's Mike Ilitch taking over from Tom Monahan. As George looks on. He has said he wants to manage the Tigers for another 10 years.
Really?
Oh, he got a good pitch on the outside corner. He'll grab some bench. 2 gone.
Sixth strikeout for Blackjack. He takes so much off of the split finger pitch and just nails the outside corner at the knees. Take a look. Chad can't keep his hands back, and he's unable to pull the trigger right there. So McDowell retires the first two hitters. First time he's done that in an inning in this ball game.
Here's Tony Phillips. He's doubled, scored, walked, and had a bunt single. So Tony, 2 for 2. Nothing in 1 to count. Well, Atlanta was leading. Check that Atlanta was trailing the Dodgers 4-1. It's now in the top of the 5th down in Georgia. Bravo's leading the Dodgers 7-4.
What a year for Tommy.
You know, the funny thing about it is they just don't have anybody they can get rid of either.
No.
They've only got a couple of players that people want, and they're not going to get rid of Karros and Hershiser. There's the ball on the count 1-1.
Tommy Lasorda's godson has just been called up to the team, Mike Piazza.
Good. Good. Of course, Mike Piazza in the Dodger farm system. Mike, son of Vince, one of the new owners of the what could be the St. Petersburg or Tampa Bay Giants.
Right.
1-1 pitch. Well, there's been a lot of speculation if in fact that club does move from San Francisco to St. Petersburg, that Tommy Lasorda will be associated with them.
That's what they say.
Now wait a minute, how can you go from Dodger blue to the Giants? 3-1 to count. Oh, is that what
It'd be tough to
Money?
say. Oh yeah, I love the Giants. It just doesn't.
Well, they'll have to redo his gravestone.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Instead of the maybe they'll put a combination of Dodger schedule and Giant schedule on this tombstone.
Well, the way full count to Phillips.
Tommy always tells that story that he always wanted to put the Dodger schedule on his tombstone because when fans were visiting loved ones at the cemetery, they could say, hey, let's go check and see if the Dodgers are in the town. Let's go visit Lasorda's grave. Of course, that'll be in another 100 years.
Driving a nice play on a hard two-hopper. Long peg in time so far. The first inning of the ball game. Jack gets them 1, 2, 3 after 5.5. 4-3 White Sox. Jack's fans out there looking for him to pick up his 20th victory of the season. He does have 6 strikeouts. And for the Sox here in the bottom of the 6th inning, it'll be Fisk, Johnson, and Abner to face Frank Tanana.
El Presidente, Joey.
So here we go.
I don't know if Joey will accept the nomination of his party.
Fisk will lead it off. He's walked twice. He started off that 2-run 4th with a base on balls. And intentionally walked back in the 1st inning. Curveball high off the plate. "39-year-old veteran southpaw pitching to the 44-year-old veteran receiver." Fastball fouls it back, and the count evens at 1. So Lasorda wanted the Dodger schedule put on his tombstone, right?
Right.
What are they going to put on your tombstone, Wimpy?
Oh, I don't know. I really haven't planned that far ahead.
I know what they're going to put on it.
I'd rather.
Here lies the Whimperoo, Tom Paciorek. A fine, fine man. And one philosophy in life: if you paid for it, it costs too much.
So we'll have to find somebody to put that tombstone up. Because you know I won't. I'm not going to pay for it.
You're going to have to, boy, I tell you, you better start making a deal with somebody.
Any granite salesman around here? Have a box?
Ball and 2 strikes to Carlton. Curveball pops him up right side. Cecil, and there's one gone. So one out, and here's Lance Johnson. Lance has flied to center and single to center. He also has scored a run. Lance hitting .288 as he stands in. It's that curveball foul. Cecil Fielder playing even with the bag, well off the line. Outfield shading around to the left. Gap in right center field. Fastball strike and a count 0-2. Tries to get in to bite after that slow sweeping curveball. Just off the outside corner. Nice pitch by Tanana, but the count evens at 2. Sean Abner, the on-deck hitter. 4-3 White Sox. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Ball hit in the hole. Base hit for Lance Johnson. So Lance with 36 stolen bases. Chad Kreuter has done a good job in throwing out runners. He is 14 for 33. 42%. And you get the southpaw. So here's Abner. Fly to left and had a nice sacrifice bunt. Back in the 4th inning. That set up the 2 Sox runs.
Yeah, Frank should definitely help Kreuter out here.
Of course, another way to look at it is just might want to go ahead and let Abner and Beltre hit. So in the 7th, you'll have Sox leading off. If in fact they can't get aboard.
Yeah.
Sox trying to pick up their 73rd victory of the season. Get back to the 10-game over mark. They have been there several times and just can't get off that number.
Yeah, you thought had it in hand on Sunday against Kansas City. Ed Pierce struggling through 4 innings of work in his major league debut. The White Sox just couldn't dent home plate. They got a couple runs off when I think we stranded 8 runners in those 4 innings. And boy, I'll tell you, Tom Gordon and Jeff Montgomery came in and they had their best stuff.
Mickey little tardy right there. Souvenir in the mezzanine section. So the count 1-1.
And did you know that there are only 2 more Friday night Sox parties left? On September 11th and the 25th, the 2-hour party offers you all you can eat, delicious barbecue fare, and all you can drink beer and wine. There is also karaoke and prizes. That means you get to sing for your food. And for information, call 312-451-5356.
There's a bunt down the third base line. Stick fair. Oh, it hit the cut of the grass. That was a surefire bunt single for Abner, but no. And the Sox, counting this one, 27 left. Now you see the big series. If they can do some damage on this homestand, they have 4 with the Tigers, 3 with the Tribe. Then take off on that 6-game road trip to Yankee Stadium and Cleveland. Come back 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th with the Athletics. Sox with 14 home games out of the 27. The Sox 18 games over the 500 mark at home.
That's good.
The 1-2 pitch. Fastball inside.
Reminder, too, on those Friday night Sox parties, the Bertucci boys will take care of you with the food.
Well, I was just looking out there right now. They got a whole bunch of people out there.
They do. Are they singing?
They're having a good time. I know what they're eating some good food.
Oh, boy.
Two-two pitch. Fastball. So they'll tee it up again. There's a realm of the Bertucci boys right behind Rob Deere out in right field. Outstanding chicken and ribs. Burgers. Where are they?
I know. Let's get back on the stick here. Get back in our routine. You're getting so svelte though now. You better just keep laying off of it.
10 pounds.
Pound for pound.
The 2-2. Just got a piece of it. Souvenir.
One thing, the Sox have got 4 runs on the board against Sir Francis, but they're not exactly scalding the ball this evening. I'm trying to think of anybody who's really hit the ball hard. Frank lined out in the 3rd inning. I think that's the hardest hit ball the White Sox have had. Everything else have been.
And on the 5th with a fastball, Dan Gladden. Nice pitch by Tanana. 2 out. That'll bring up Esteban Beltre. Esteban 0 for 1, had a sacrifice fly in the 4th inning. That played at Carlton Fisk. Foul ball in the right field area. Short lead by Lance. There's a big and a small of it.
What are you getting at?
I tell you. You know, your behind might be wider than Cecil's now.
Yeah, right. Get a couple of Lances in Cecil's pants, don't you think?
At least. I'll tell you one of the funniest things I ever saw, though. In '90 at Old Comiskey Park, when they had that 10K run and you ran it and you came in through the center field bleachers with those shorts on. I'm telling you, your behind looked twice as big as Cecil's.
I don't think that was so funny.
Gravity must have got you that day.
Gravity
But my partner, the Whipperoo, finished that race. Where did you join them? Right outside the park?
Just outside, yeah. Rosie Ruiz and I were together for that finish.
Fastball strike outside corner. And the count 0-1 to Esteban. Top of the 6th inning down in Georgia. Braves still leading the Dodgers 7-4. Only other game in action around the major leagues. Oh, they got it picked off right there. Now Travis Fryman will give it to Frank, who will put it on him. And that'll retire the side. Nothing across. There was a hit, no errors, nobody left. After 6, 4-3, White Sox.
Has thrown 98 pitches so far in this ball game. 36 balls and 62 strikes. And we are in the top of the 7th inning, and Jack clinging to that 4-3 advantage. 7 hits for the Tigers, 6 for the Sox. Neither team has made an error. Jack worked his best inning in the 6th. He struck out 2 and he got a ground ball to third. The only time he has had a 1-2-3 inning. So we're in the 7th. Lou Whitaker is going to start things off for the Bengals. Fastball on the outside corner. Jack's got better stuff right now than he had in the first few innings. So hopefully he'll stay right where he is, go through this lineup one more time, and get that 20th victory in his first attempt for that win. Splitter misses down low. So Jack now at the 100 pitch point in this ball game. Splitter, yes. I didn't see a right arm go up. The pitch was right down the middle of the plate. They've got 2 strikes on the scoreboard. Curveball ripped right at Sachs. Oh my, he heard it. Lou Whitaker kept those hands back and just hit a shot. But right at Sachs, he almost caught that ball in self-defense. So a big first out here in the 7th. Well, just a rolling curveball. He hung the daylights out of that one. Got lucky. And Sachs took him right to the ground. So 1 up, 1 down here in the 7th inning. Lou Whitaker has a 2-run homer in this game. Here's Travis Fryman. Strike on the curveball. That was a good curveball right there by McDowell down at the knees. That was a biter. The other one, the previous one, the Whitaker, just a roller. Travis 1 for 3, a triple and a run scored. Big out of this inning. Came in the 4th. Jam shot in on the hands, check swing, and it's strike 2 on Fryman. Look at Travis Fryman. He's a .322 hitter on the road, just .231 at home. We mentioned that the Tigers are a better road team. They're 33 and 35 on the road and 31 and 38 at Tiger Stadium. Fryman certainly one of those guys that likes to play on the road better. Fastball, good one by McDowell. He's late on it and falls at right side. So the count remains at 1-2, at 0-2, excuse me. But in the 4th inning, McDowell, runners at 2nd and 3rd with 2 out, and Fryman was the hitter. He struck him out on a good fastball inside. Sox were able to come back in the bottom half of the 4th inning and put a 2 spot on the board. Take that lead at 4-3. There's ball 1. 1-2 now to Travis Fryman. There's 1 out at the top of the 7th inning. The Sox lead it by 1. They need this victory. As we mentioned earlier, Oakland will be at California this evening, and Seattle is at Minnesota. 2 big games in the American League West tonight. Ooh, up and in. That'll get your attention. Ooh. 1-2 pitch coming up. Look out. Well, that was a split finger pitch. He just threw that high. You saw the tumbling action right there. Jack just threw that one too hard. That's the problem McDowell has had tonight in this ball game. Every time he throws one too hard, it's either a hanger right in the strike zone and it's been hit hard, or way out of the strike zone like that last one. McDowell has won his last 4 starts. Splitter, where was it? Oh my. Right down the middle, belt high. I don't blame you, Jackson. These are the kind of pitchers that really have got to aggravate pitchers, and I can't understand why that's not a strike. The hitter should be penalized 2 strikes for taking it. It was just a hanger right there. And he walked him. So remember that 2-2 pitch, as Cecil Fielder will hit with 1 out. 5 walks now issued by McDowell. Jack leads the major leagues in complete ball games. You can see he has 11. Terry Mulholland from Philadelphia with 10. Charles Nagy, that good right-hander from Cleveland, also with 10. Kevin Brown, and of course the great Roger Clemens in that same category. McDowell has walked 5, struck out 6 in the ball game, and Big Cecil the hitter. They're coming inside with the heater. Misses. 1-0. Travis Fryman is 6 for 10 in stolen bases, in case you're wondering if he has a chance of going. Probably not in this situation. They want to give Cecil Fielder a chance to leave the ballpark and put a 2-spot on there. Sox defense swung around way around the left field and very deep. Comes inside, catches the inside corner that time, and Cecil Fielder doesn't like the call. I've never seen Cecil argue with anyone, but he doesn't like this call. Could have been inside. So that was an important pitch. Instead of 2-0, it's 1-1. So Cecil has to be a little bit more defensive than he would otherwise. Splitter went fishing. 1-2. And the Sox have activity in their bullpen. Roberto Hernandez, the big right-hander on the left of your screen, and Scott Radinsky is the lefty. Doesn't take those 2 guys long to get loose. One and 2 coming up with Mickey Tettleton on deck. He wants a fastball. He just misses outside. Runner at first base. 1 out. Sox leading by 1, 4-3. RBIs in this ball game for the White Sox. Big Frank Thomas had a 2-run double in the first inning. And in the 4th, Beltre with a sacrifice fly, and Steve Sax had the RBI single. Sax's single, the difference in the game now. Oh, he hung it, and he pulls it foul. Oop. E-ball girl. One of life's embarrassing moments. On Friday, September 11th at 7:05, the Sox host the Indians, and the first 20,000 fans will receive a panoramic poster courtesy of Skill Power Tools. For tickets, call Ticketmaster at 312-831-1-SOX. Splitter to Robin for 1, and they can't turn it. Wow, if there was ever a tailor-made double play, that was it. Ball hit very hard to Robin Ventura. He went to second. They had plenty of time to turn it on Cecil Fielder, but the ball was thrown in the dirt. It's going to be an error on Steve Sax. And see, the one thing that Frank Thomas is going to have to learn is to go out and get that throw. You got to, you know, you're 6'6". You got to stretch a little bit. You got to get that left leg extended. He just kept it right, almost next to his right foot, and you can't do that at first base. He could have saved Sax an error right there easily. So Jack McDowell forced to get 4 outs in an inning, and I can't think of. You can think of so many times during the course of the season where White Sox pitchers have been forced to get 4 and 5 outs in an inning because of defense. So they're going to walk Tettleton. Get a 6th walk issued by McDowell. So Cecil Fielder will be the runner at second base. He is the runner at second base. Mickey Tettleton at first. There's no speed on the base paths. Rob Deere the chance to be a hero for Detroit. 2 outs, top of the 7th inning, 4-3 White Sox. Travis Fryman did do a good job going into second base right there. He went in there hard. Taking out Steve Sachs. The throw, in my opinion, just wasn't that bad. Rob Deere, curveball, yes. Took off just enough of that one to be effective. And Detroit, this is entering today's ball game. The Tigers with 158 homers. Toronto second, 144. The Sox 10th at 89. Here's a big out once again for Jack McDowell. He made the big pitch in the 4th inning with Fryman. See if he can do it with Deere. Splitter misses down and away. Did he go? No, says Darrell Cousins, the first base umpire. Sox outfield swung way around the left field for Deere. There's a huge gap between Lance Johnson and Michael Huff in right center field. Mike way off the line in right. Infielders very deep. And the 1-1 pitch to Deere. Splitter. Yes, he did go this time. Another look. I thought he held up. Rob Deere thinks he did too. So McDowell catches a break right there, and instead of 2-1, he's got a 1-2 count. Rob Deere with runners in scoring position. You can see 187 hitter. He has driven in a run with a fielder's choice in this ball game. Has 50 on the season. That one misses down and away. 2-2. Danny Gladden, the on-deck hitter. Hopefully McDowell will not have to deal with him. Big pitch in this sequence. See what they're coming with. Fastball in. Got him! So McDowell once again bulls his neck and pitches out of a jam. And the Tigers come up empty in the 7th. Going into the 7th inning stretch, it's still 4-3 good guys. Bottom of the 7th inning here at beautiful Comiskey Park in Chicago, and the Sox clinging by a thread to that 4-3 advantage. Jack McDowell all the way for the Sox, and Frank Tanana, Sir Francis, dueling for the Tigers. It hasn't been pretty, but the Sox still have the 1-run advantage. Some very sketchy defense in this game. And there's a curveball to Beltre taken for ball 1. Whoa. White Sox have not hit the ball hard against Frank Thomas, but they've done just enough damage against Frank Tanana, that is. There's a shot right at the shortstop. That might be the hardest hit ball of the afternoon for the White Sox. And there's 1 out. Well, I'll tell you, Jack McDowell just continues to amaze. He'll get himself in a jam, or the defense will get him in a bad situation. He will find a way to pitch out of it. There's Black Jack going after victory number 20. He needs 6 more outs. Steve Sachs. Hesitation pitch by Sir Francis, but no. There's a shot off the end of the bat between Tanana's legs, right to Whitaker, and there's 2 down. Frank was almost a soprano there for a moment. Take a look.
Frank was looking for a little more than he got right there, right between the wickets.
Oh. Look at him. You know, he really has fun when he's pitching. That's one of the things I just love about Frank Tanana.
I love to watch him work. I really do. He's a consummate professional. Does everything at his position he's supposed to do. He's been a power pitcher, as we talked about earlier, made the transition to really just a soft tosser. He used to call them cunny thumbers back a few years ago. Just flips it up there. But what a competitor.
Yeah. As we mentioned, he has a ball when he's out on the mound. Michael Huff takes something off his fastball, dots the outside corner, so it's 1-1.
Well, you know, a lot of guys wouldn't have courage enough to go out there with that kind of fastball.
So he's got guts on top of all of his other virtues.
And he's not afraid. I tell you, Frank is not afraid to throw the ball right down the middle. Now, it won't be the speed you're looking for.
Oh, no. It'll probably be obeying the speed limit, depending on what part of the city. Fastball, yes, sir, at the knees on the outside corner, and he has had some kind of career against the White Sox. 29 and 14, earned run average just over 3.
Oh, that's been obscene.
Oh. So you got to get lucky every once in a while if you're going to beat Frank. There's a changeup, grounded to Fryman across the infield, and Frank Tanana works an easy 1-2-3-7. So after 7, it's still 4-3 good guys.
It's the top of the 8th inning. 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Sox. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Tigers. It'll be the lower third of the order. Gladden, Livingstone, and Kruder. As Jack McDowell struggled hard early on. Has thrown a lot of pitches in this ball game as Gladden rips one into left field for the single. So Gladden now 1 for 4 on the evening. Fifth time tonight the Tigers have had the leadoff man aboard. And here comes the skipper, Gene Lamont. There you see he has thrown 121 pitches. And Gene's going to make the change. Makes a sign to the bullpen. So Jack McDowell, in quest of his 20th victory, will not be able to finish it off himself. Another battling effort for the tall, rangy right-hander. We have seen it a lot this year, and once again this evening, what a competitor. So breaking the action. We'll be back to give you the numbers on a new Sox pitcher right after this.
Radinsky is the new White Sox pitcher. Rad, appearing in his 59th ball game, is 3-6 with an outstanding 2.28 ERA. 14 saves. He's given up just 38 hits in 51 1/3 innings, 30 walks, and 44 strikeouts. So we'll see what happens right here. See what Sparky has in store. There's Blackjack McDowell going for victory number 20. He can only win this game. Skeeter Barnes is going to be the pinch hitter for Scott Livingstone, I presume.
You presume correct, Wimpy. There's a 35-year-old veteran hitting at .278, 3 homers. He's knocked in 18. Livingstone 1 for 3 tonight. So the leadoff man aboard as the bunt. First base, Sachs makes the catch. Sacrifice 1-4 with Gladden in the second. Mark Carrion has come out to hit for Chad Kruder, the catcher. Mark, son of former Sox catcher Camilo Carrion. There are the numbers on Carrion, 221. Four runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Sox. 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Tigers. First of a doubleheader, first of a 4-game set with Detroit, and first of a 7-game homestand. Fastball upstairs. Activity down in the Sox pen. You see Roberto Hernandez. And in the Tiger pen, their stud, Mike Henneman. Jammed him, ate him up. Over the top is Beltre to Thomas, 2 gone.
Oh, did he ever eat him up with that good fastball. Look at that nice, easy delivery by Radinsky. Comes inside. Tough for a pinch hitter to come in there and get it on the head of the bat. He just jammed him. Came inside with that good heater. Sunday hop for Steve Beltre. And there's 2 down. Very tough out, though, to get with Tony Phillips. Sox's pitchers have been dodging a lot of bullets tonight. Jack McDowell and now Radinsky.
Tigers have stranded 9 up until this inning. So here's Phillips. He's 2 for 3. A double run score, a walk, and a bunt single. Outfield just about straight up. Lance a couple of steps over towards Mike Huff in right field. Radinsky wanted it, didn't get it, and the count 1-0. He joined us late. Lou Whitaker's 2-run homer in the first inning put the Tigers on top. Sox came right back. 2-run double by Big Frank Thomas. Tigers took a 3-2 lead in the third. Sox put 2 on the board in the fourth, and that has been it. That's off the glove. He still has no. He slips, and that'll be an infield single.
Here's a ball that's not hit hard at all. Take a look. It's a fastball jam sandwich. As bad as carry-ons, Radinsky just doesn't make the play. Kind of stabs at it. And I think that he may have thought that ball was hit a little bit harder. Just a jam sandwich, but Tony Phillips once again on base. That's his 3rd hit of the night. And runners at the corners now for Lou Whitaker. I'm sure he's going to let Radinsky, naturally he's going to pitch to the left-handed swinging Whitaker. But Lou's swinging the bat well tonight. He scalded it his last time up. Hit it right at Steve Sachs, though. But he does have that 2-run homer to his credit, too.
So Whitaker 1 for 4. 17 homers. He's knocked in 59. Breaking ball pops him up, playable left side. Robin Ventura makes the call. Has the ball, and that'll retire the side. So the Tigers threaten here in the top of the 8th. Can't get home plate after 7.5. 4-3, good guys. At bottom of the 8th inning, 4-3 Sox. And a couple of defensive changes. Here you see Skeeter Barnes remains in the ball game. He will be at the hot corner. And moving in behind the plate in place of Chad Kruger will be the designated hitter, Mickey Tettleton. For the Sox, it'll be Thomas, Bell, and Ventura. Big Frank, that 2-run double in the first inning. As Frank Tanana floats that curveball over. And off the plate, just in off the plate. Tanana wanted it, did not get it, and the count 1-1. Only other game in action. Well, no, we got a couple of more just cranking up here in the first inning, but bottom of the 7th down in Atlanta. 7-4 Braves over the Dodgers. That curveball outside, and the count 2-1. It'll be Mike Dunn against Eric King, former Sox right-hander, in game 2. We'll have it for you right here over Sports Channel. Tried to backdoor him once again, missed, and it's 3-1. Nubs it off the end of the bat, foul down the first base line. So Thomas with a full count. Payoff pitch. Tried to pull it. Travis Fryman sucks it up, throws it out, and there's one gone. I want to send out a big White Sox congratulations to Jack Gould, my buddy, who won his championship in his class at Green Acres.
Green Acres? Who was he playing against? Arnold Ziffel?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Oh. I'll tell you what, they're no hog in the state of Illinois can beat Jack Gould in golf.
George Bell takes a curveball off the plate. Wait a minute. Where'd you come up with that?
I thought you said he won the Green Acres tournament.
That's where it was, at Green Acres.
Oh. What'd Jack shoot?
Good enough. That fastball foul back, and the count 1-1.
I want to score. I want to see the scorecard, the signature, the whole deal.
You wanted to test it the whole 2 bits, huh?
Yeah. I wanted to know if Jack used his eraser when he was playing. That's great.
How far are you sitting out there? Jack Gould is vice president of the Chicago White Sox, and about a month and a half ago he stuck his head right in front of a golf ball. There's a fastball strike. There he is. He's good at sticking his head in front of golf balls.
Don't do that at home.
Right in the forehead it got him.
Nancy's the one who was swinging that club, wasn't she?
Get up. That's deep in the left field. I don't know if he got it. Gladden back at the edge of the track. Now on the track makes the catch. And there's 2 gone. So here's Robin. He's had a tough evening. 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, and hit into a double play. Tanana's really made some good pitches on Robin.
Well, he's kept everything away.
Slow curveball. Boy, that's a tantalizer right there. He's got about 3 or 4 different speeds with that hook. 3 or 4 different speeds with his fastball. A couple different speeds with his changeup. Another curveball misses in the count. 2-0.
Well, the thing with Frank, too, when he throws you a breaking ball, you've got to supply all the power with the bat, because he's not giving you anything. Just flipping it up there, trying to hit a good spot, get yourself out.
Hung that curveball. It's just a get me over pitch right there on the 2-0 count. Meanwhile, he gets the job done. A strike. Fastball just off the edge, so the count goes 3-1. Ball 4, base hit, Robin. Fastball strike. Full count to Ventura. That's ball 4. 5th walk issued by Tanana. And that'll give Carlton Fisk a chance to hit. Carlton 0 for 1 tonight. 2 walks. One of them a big one. He started off that 2-run 4th with the bases on balls. Curveball hit hard. Fryman on the short hop. A nice play right over the top. And that'll do it. He smoked it. But a good play by Travis Fryman. Nothing across. They'll go to the 9th, leading Detroit 4-3. Chicago, and the director of White Sox baseball is James A. Angio. Greg Bowman, coordinating producer. Our graphics producer is Ron Storto. Our executive producer is John Toohey. And remote facilities provided by Trio Video. Tail of the tape, top of the ninth. Sox on top 4-3. It'll be Fryman, Fielder, and Tettleton. As southpaw Scott Radinsky still on the hill for the Sox. Fryman 1 for 3, had a triple. Back in the third inning, it was really a single. It just bounced away from Sean Abner. Fouls the fastball off, gets a piece of Fisk. He'll shake it off in a hurry. 0-1 the count. Grabs a deep breath right there. Four runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Sox. 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Tigers. First of this doubleheader. Fastball upstairs, and the count 1-1. Fryman, good power. 18 homers. He's knocked in 81 this year. 28 doubles, 4 triples. Fouls that sinker. So the count 1-2. Double-barreled activity for the Sox down in their pen. There you see Roberto Hernandez and southpaw Greg Hibbert. Jack McDowell is the pitcher of record. Jack went 7 innings, 3 runs, 8 hits, 6 walks, had 7 strikeouts, threw a lot of pitches. Good change right there, and that'll do it for Fryman. Big strikeout. 1 gone.
Jack McDowell struck out 7, and Radinsky gets his first, and he gets that all-important leadoff man. Good hook right there. He took just enough off, got Fryman out on that front foot, and he nails him. But a long way to go here. A couple of tough cookies coming up. Cecil Fielder and Mickey Tettleton.
Cecil 0 for 3 tonight. Lined hard to center, struck out, walked, and hit into a force play. Outfield deep where they should be. Cecil 29 homers, 108 RBIs. Fastball right there, didn't get it. Three and 0 the count. Better put a little something on it. Up high, ball 4. So the 1-out walk to Fielder puts the tying run aboard. The pinch runner for Cecil. Gary Pettis. Good speed. So here's Tettleton. Making a single. Has been walked twice intentionally. And he's popped up to right field. He just missed that one.
Pettis with 10 steals in 13 attempts, so he's a threat.
Fastball high and wide. Let's see, left-handed 229, 266 right-handed. Lays off of it, and the count 2-0. Peddled 23. Check that. There's Mike Henneman still loosening up for the Tigers. Right-handed, Mickey has 7 homers. Left-handed, he has 16. There goes Pettis. So the tying run at second, and the count 3-0.
And there you see the high fastball on 2-0. Pettis with a good jump. Fisk rushes it. Can't get it out of the glove. So the tying run is at second base. And the Tigers, an advantage, kind of going over to their side right now. 11th time Pettis has gotten on that way.
Three and 1 the count with Rob Deere on deck. Chases ball 4. Thank you.
Well, Mickey Tettleton, best power certainly is down. Might as well go for that strikeout upstairs. He'll have a tough time getting on top of anything Radinsky has high in the strike zone or above it.
Beats that one foul. So the count hangs at 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. Sox lead it 4-3. Some more activity. Mark Leiter now starts to loosen up. Mike Henneman is ready if needed. So 2 walks here in the top of the 9th. And here comes Lamont. He has made the sign of the pen. Breaking the action, Radinsky will depart. It'll be Hernandez coming on. We'll be back to give you Roberto's numbers right after this.
Roberto Hernandez comes out to work for the White Sox. They need 2 more outs to nail this thing down. Roberto, appearing in his 34th ball game, is 5-3 with a 1.86 earned run average. 53 1/3 innings. He has 6 saves, given up just 33 hits, 17 walks, and 54 strikeouts. So Roberto, who lost on Sunday, he pitched well, though. He had good stuff, just a game of inches. He was victimized by it on George Brett's inside the park home run. But he's got 2 outs to get here and try and nail down Jack McDowell's 20th victory. Rob Deere and Danny Gladden are the 2 hitters. Hopefully, you'd love to get an infield grounder right here. Maybe turn a double play and get this thing over with in a hurry.
Meanwhile, somebody better hang out around second base to keep Gary Pettis close. So here's Deere. Walked. Twice he has hit into a fielder's choice and struck out.
Yeah, that's a good point, Hawk, because Rob Deere, I can't remember him hitting a ball to the right side of the infield on the ground. So you might as well stay close as possible, because Pettis will take off. He gets to third base with less than 2 outs. Tigers are in a great situation.
Takes a fastball inside. Outfield straight up. Spread out a bit. Pettis at second. Tettleton at first. That's high in the center field. Lance Johnson. Pettis is tagging. He will move into third, but that's out number 2. And our Budweiser player of the game this afternoon goes to Blackjack McDowell. Budweiser will donate $100 in Jack's name to Bacchus, a program for our students choosing healthy campus lifestyles. Pitching coach Jackie Brown out to the mound to talk to Hernandez.
And Robin Ventura, Steve Sachs joined the conversation. Robin's got to be aware, too, of that drag bunt by Gladden. It's a good play in this situation. A runner at third base. You'd score the run if you're successful with it, of course. So Robin is going to have to be a little bit leery of that, play in a little bit closer than he would otherwise. Gladden is 1 for 4 with a single in this game.
Chopper right side. Takes him right to the bag. Steps on it. Yes! And the ball game is over. Roberto Hernandez comes in here, retires Rob Deere and Dan Gladden to preserve Blackjack McDowell's 20th victory of the season. So McDowell becomes the Major League's first 20-game winner, and deservedly so. Congratulations to Jack McDowell on his 20th victory. Right now, let's go downstairs to our compadre, Jim Blaney.